ZappyChat versus CloseBot. It is the battle of the bots. What's going on, guys? Michael Kittinger here, owner of Scale Automatically and the chief facilitator in the Business Automation Academy, a free group for online entrepreneurs to systematize and automate their business. All right, if you are thinking about adding a AI bot, booking qualification bot to your business, you're probably wondering, which one should I go with? There are quite a few out there. In this video, I am going to be talking about two of them specifically. You've got ZappyChat, which was one of the, call it more original or OGs that came about, been around for about a year, which doesn't sound like that long until you realize that kind of this whole side of AI and bots and things really took off in the past like 6 months. And so you have ZappyChat, which again, 2 years old, phenomenal growth, versus a much newer to the scene bot in CloseBot. If you're not thinking about adding a qualification or booking bot to your business, I would definitely consider it. I think it makes a huge difference now. A year from now, 3 years from now, your business will probably be left far, far behind if you don't leverage some of these tools. So if you are not familiar with what I am talking about when I say an AI booking bot, basically there's a couple different ways you can use it, but one of them is to put like a little chat widget on your website. You may have seen these before. These are not new necessarily. You go on there, you click on the widget, you can ask a question. Now, one of two things typically happen. Either they have like a 24/7 support team to respond, or it may be hours or days before you get a response, if at all. One of the cool things with the AI booking bot is you message in a chat widget or you text into a phone number. The AI bot can have an entire conversation with you, very human-like. It can ask you questions. It can capture your name, email address, phone number. It can qualify you. And if you are qualified, it can go ahead and schedule an available appointment on the calendar. So now you're not having to wait, even if it's only a 10-15 minute wait for the next available support person, right? Instead of one support person be able to handle maybe 3 or 4 or 5 conversations at once, you've got an AI, artificial intelligent bot that can handle 500 conversations at once, right? Like, you're really not capped at that, the number of conversations. And so you can do a chat widget. You can have it set up so that if somebody texts into a phone number, the bot can take over. I've got clients where I set it up where if somebody calls the business and they don't answer, the bot will send them a text back to have a full conversation with them. And it can vary between if it's during business hours, after business hours, etc. All right, so these bots are amazing. They're getting better and better every single day. And you can do some pretty cool, sophisticated things with them. All right, so that gives you what is an AI bot. Okay, definitely recommend it. Then the next question is really, which one do you go with? And so in this video, I'm going to be comparing, again, kind of what I see as currently two of the, I would say, leading bots. Although, stick around to the end, I am going to drop a little bitty teaser. There's I'll call it a fairly new bot on the scene by one of my buddies, and it may be the best one yet. But you'll have to stay to the end to find that out. Okay, so let me flip over and share my screen here, and so we can dive in and take a look at ZappyChat versus CloseBot. All right, ZappyChat here, you've got Matt DeCino. HL Pro Tools, they've kind of split, but they were more or less all together. Still very, very much connected. Matt is an amazing marketer, SaaS builder, etc. And so you've got a solid company here that's basically, tied to ZappyChat or kind of integrated into ZappyChat. It works amazing. Again, I'll call it slightly older with quotes in the sense that I think it's about 18 or 24 months old or so. Again, it's great. I've personally used it for about a year. All right. Then CloseBot is much newer. I want to say they rolled out on the scene maybe like 60, 90 days ago, something like that. And even just like the look of their website, it's a little newer, a little more refreshed, things like that. All right. Both of them are extremely capable, especially in different circumstances. And that's really where the breakdown today that I want to share with you, where it's going to come from. Okay, so we've got ZappyChat versus CloseBot. Setting up, because I know while it's not the only factor, obviously, price is certainly a factor, especially until you get in there and you actually test them and use them. Sometimes it can be hard to know, like, their websites, they sound like they do the same things. And so you may be wondering, like, why is one priced at this and one's priced at this, right? And so I do want to address pricing up front. Again, do not let it be your only deciding factor. But obviously, especially if you're just starting out or something like that, price may play a bigger role in your decision. So with ZappyChat, the prices start at $197, and I believe they go up to $397 for basically unlimited bots, unlimited sub accounts, and high level. All right, but they do start at $197. So while that's not terribly expensive, I will say with CloseBot, the pricing starts at substantially less. And so billed annually, you've got $39 a month. Even at monthly, you've got $67. For a basic user, their standard plan billed monthly is $197. So this does start matching up to ZappyChat a little bit. And then $397 monthly, I believe, for both of them is the unlimited bots, unlimited sub accounts, etc. All right. Billed annually here, you get quite a bit of savings if you pay annually for CloseBot. So something to consider. You can see the prices, obviously you save quite a bit, about 50% saving paying annually. So I would say pricing goes to CloseBot, but I'm going to put a little asterisk by it. And the reason why is if we hop over here to ZappyChat and I scroll up a little bit, let me see, where's the full offer stack? I may have just passed it. Okay, so you've got the bot. You also get funnels. You get white label videos, AI prompt generator, ebooks, nurture emails, infographics. So all that to say is, yes, ZappyChat's lowest price is more than CloseBot's lowest price. So if you're looking just at price, CloseBot is the less expensive option. ZappyChat, as I showed you, it bundles quite a few things in there. So you've got additional resources, you've got a membership site, etc. And so again, I'm gonna go just with and they offer 6-month 200% money back guarantee, which is the best I've seen. And so again, you got to think through, like, do you need all these, all this stuff? Will it help you sell more? Things like that. That's up to you. But just from a pure, especially if you look at lowest tier pricing, CloseBot's a little cheaper. Next up is I'm going to show you the dashboard of the two. So once you log in, this is one of my accounts. Bots, you have unlimited bots, create a bot. I'm not going to walk through exactly like how to create a bot in this video, but I'm just showing you like the dashboard here. Now, I will say on the dashboard piece, CloseBot, I think wins. I really love their dashboard. You've got conversation history, inbound, outbound. You've got use, you've got charts. It's just a much cleaner, newer look. So I would definitely say for the dashboard side of it, CloseBot wins this comparison. But I will say, since I made a post like a week ago that I was going to do this comparison, Andrew Hagen, who is like spearhead ZappyChat, reached out to me, and I actually hopped on a call with one of their new developers who's overseeing kind of the user experience and things like that. And I walked him through what I really liked about CloseBot, things like that. He made a lot of notes. So this is not the final version. Obviously, it's going to go through iterations. I do like how open they were and receptive they were from my feedback of like, hey, this is what, like, even just like the colors, like it just looks cleaner. Again, some of that may be personal preference, but I think you'll see as I go through this, like kind of a recurring theme. And then I'll give you an analogy here in a second that to me basically kind of sums them up. Okay. So I will say the dashboard, I like the CloseBot dashboard better. They're both, they both have resources. They both have knowledge base. They both allow you to test your bot. They both allow you to modify your bot, things like that. I think this has a little bit cleaner look and feel. Okay. Again, not that you can't do all that in ZappyChat. You certainly can. I like some of the graphics and the inbound, outbound, some things like that. It's easy to find, right? Okay. Next up, I'm going to go to setup. So I probably should have pulled this up before I hopped on this, but essentially when you purchase the bot, one of the things is you get a snapshot that you import into high level that essentially allows like the back and forth, right? It's what makes the bot quote unquote work. I was going to try to pull it up here. All right. I don't have it just right in front of me, but in terms of setup, and I'll explain more here in a second, while I would say neither one's super difficult to set up, I have found that ZappyChat takes more kind of tweaking and customizing it, at least for me, to get the last several clients I've built out. There was a couple things changed that we had to go back and edit from kind of the standard videos on how to do it. I don't know, that may have been temporary. It had to do with the webhook, a couple things. I will say CloseBot, when I created, this is a demo account, but when I created the other account, like 10 minutes, I was up and running. So setup, I would say CloseBot is easier to set up. There's less workflows. There is, and I'll show you here in a second. Now, I realize at this point you may be thinking, hey, I'm leaning towards CloseBot. I'm recommending CloseBot. Don't go away. Keep listening, because you'll actually see in the next few categories where ZappyChat really pulls ahead. Okay. But I will say with CloseBot, for instance, some of this stuff is just easier and cleaner to use. And so if you go to modify bot, or you build a bot, for instance, very easy. You've got your integrations here. I like coming with version 2, Google Calendar, Stripe, so it can even send, it can handle like payment questions. It can send payment links, things like that, which I think is pretty cool. Some of this stuff like stop for upset lead, I think is pretty cool. Kind of built in, you can flag it or turn it on or off. And so these simple toggles like make it really easy to adjust. If you come over here to main, so this part is what's known as the AI prompt. And so basically this is, if you've seen some of my other videos, I talk about the CNC. You give it context and character, right? What is the context of the conversation? What is the role the bot's playing? Things like that. And then what kind of characteristics should it take? Should it be friendly? Should it be stern? Should it use emojis? Should it be sarcastic? So context and then character. Those are really what in my mind, the AI prompt boils down to. Now, I will say with CloseBot, this is the improved layout. If you do this and it says general prompt, this is essentially what ZappyChat is still like. So if I go into building a new bot, you can come here to the text and I could put in that same thing right here in the prompt. So prompt. Okay. So both of them are giant text box that you could add. You can also update this in high level or Fractal CRM if you're using my white label, which has quite a few additional features and benefits. You might want to check it out. But you can, I'll just pull this over here. So OpenAI prompt, you can put it right here as well in the custom value. The nice thing though is if you use the improved layout, again, if you're brand new and you're not quite sure, like you haven't really used bots before, just having this broken out with a little explanation. Why is the conversation happening? Again, context, important information about the business, context. How should it respond? More context, some characteristic there, right? Bot voice, definitely. What are the context and character? So what's the characteristics of it? I really like how these are dropped down, easy to select. Does that mean you can't do it in ZappyChat? Absolutely not. you can definitely do it in ZappyChat. You just type it in as part of the prompt, okay? And so, actually, let me pull up one more thing here. Let me see if this is it. And if not, I may have to. There we go. Okay, so doesn't mean ZappyChat can't do this. No, absolutely not. You can put in the prompt here. You can put in the prompt here, or you can even put it under the custom fields, which becomes important here in just a second. But out of the box, this is way easier to just walk through, set up. It's cleaner if you don't know what you're doing, okay? Next thing that I really think is pretty sweet are objectives. What should the bot's goal be? And so you can click, why is this not pulling up? There we go. So you can add an objective. How many times should it attempt to gather that information or give that type of information? What fields should it update? So maybe this is email and you want to update email. And so I can click there, get lead's email address, update the email. And then you can give it some examples of appropriate answers, not answers. Cool thing here is you can also move it. So this would be priority 1, like priority 2. I'm not quite sure why this screen didn't pull in all the way, because usually it has, anyways, usually it says priority 1, priority 2, priority 3, etc. But you can just quickly drag and drop, rearrange what order should the bot focus on achieving these objectives. Again, just cleaner, easier to use. I really liked it. I thought that was super simple. Can ZappyChat do that? Once again, absolutely. It's just not quite as clean. But again, I shared all this feedback with ZappyChat, and so they hopefully are looking into some of this stuff. All right. So that is basically, so far, pricing, setup, dashboard, and I would say ease of use. Those 4 things, CloseBot has the advantage. But that is not the end of the story. If you are familiar with different types of like computers or things like that, there's been this long competition between Apple and Microsoft. Apple versus Windows, right? Apple versus Android kind of thing. Apple is great. Now, more products are moving towards kind of Apple style packaging and things, but Apple has always been very clean, very minimalistic, very easy, one button turn on, one button, quick, easy to set up. I would say CloseBot is your Apple. CloseBot is your Apple. It's clean, it's easy, it's quick setup. But if you are wanting to do a lot of customizations, a lot of different scenarios within a single sub account, that's where ZappyChat shines. Absolutely where ZappyChat shines. Let me explain. Over here, as I mentioned, friendly voice, update the prompt. This is awesome. It's at the dashboard level. It's clean. It's crisp. That's great. ZappyChat, you can set it at the dashboard level for like the intro message and the prompt and your goals. So it can totally do all of that. But here's what's really cool. You can set it at the custom value level, which would be the sub account or location level. But if you want maximum flexibility, you can actually go all the way down and set it at the custom field, meaning at an individual contact level, you can update the prompt, you can update the context, you can update the type of responses, the characteristics of the bot on a contact by contact basis. So, for instance, had a client who's walking around a conference. I created a QR code for them to scan, automatically started a conversation with the bot, asked them how they were liking the conference so far, had a whole conversation with them, asked them a few questions, qualified them, etc. It had different responses if they were already in the database or not. It had different responses on different criteria. We were able to customize it on a contact by contact basis, which is very, very powerful. All right. Some of the things I have built out using ZappyChat would blow your mind. Like specific scenarios, the bot is fully customized to it without having to create a new bot, without having to use separate locations, etc. Like on a contact level, basically an individualized bot. That is where ZappyChat shines. Now, I mentioned over here how clean their AI prompt is. Yes, it is. This was the old version, which again is very much like ZappyChat or using custom values, things like that. Here is actually, again, context characterization things. Here's one that I built recently. Here's the prompt. Now, it doesn't have to be this long. A lot of them are way shorter. This was very specific. We wanted it to do certain things, but we wanted it to never say certain things. If you're like a financial advisor, you would want to say, never give actual investment advice. Never recommend an investment. Never, like you would want to make very clear that it should not do that. Here's the conversation flow, important information, etc. Again, that prompt's pretty long. Doesn't have to be that long. But the things you can do in ZappyChat on a contact level is really second to none. And then finally, we've got support. If you run into issues, what is the support like? I will say ZappyChat, having been around a little bit longer, being a little more established, their support is awesome. They have, it may be daily or twice daily, they have multiple just open ZappyChat calls that you can hop on at any time to ask questions. They'll help you create your prompt. They'll help you update workflows. They'll help you in, create different scenarios, etc. So they have a whole support team. Then they have the group calls every single day or multiple times a day or Monday through Thursday. It's pretty extensive, the amount of support they have. Now, CloseBot does have some help and resources. They have some articles. They have some stuff. They do have some stuff like that, but just they're much newer. It's basically the two owners are doing the developing and the support. So yes, it is cool. Sometimes you will get the owner to respond to like your question. But as they grow, obviously they're going to have to go through the pains of adding support team, additional support, things like that, where ZappyChat has kind of already worked through a lot of those initial headaches. And so ZappyChat support is great. Again, they have so many calls that you can hop on, ask questions with, all of that. And so if you're wondering kind of at the end of the day what it is I recommend, and here's a quick chart to recap. Now, yes, it looks like CloseBot wins in more categories. It is newer, it is cleaner, it is easier to use in a lot of ways. If you are a single business and you're just starting out, I think CloseBot would be what I would recommend. It's a little bit cheaper, it's a little bit easier to set up and to get going. If you're an agency owner and you really want to get sophisticated with your bots, individualize or customize bots within an account in different scenarios. Is it a client? Is it just a lead? Have they booked a call? Do they have a call pending that they've scheduled and it just hasn't happened? These are all different scenarios I've built out in single accounts. So the bot can respond, knows if you're a client, if you're a lead, if you're a past client. I set that up. It said, oh, I see you used to be a client. Would you like to come back? Right? Like you can do some awesome stuff. So flexibility and customization, ZappyChat still is, I would say, amazing. And then their support is likewise awesome. So at the end of the day, again, I would say CloseBot's your Apple product. It is clean, it is crisp, it is easy to get set up and use, but you can't modify it. And some ways you can, yes, but like you can't build your own PC, right? You can't take it apart and like really customize it to your liking, which ZappyChat you can. You can definitely do that. So again, it's kind of based on needs. I am still using ZappyChat myself for my own clients. I have started checking out CloseBot. I did like it. I thought it was very easy to get up and using. You don't have quite the customizations and flexibility, some of the stuff that you can do with ZappyChat. So end of the day, that is kind of my recommendations. If you're just starting out or your price is a huge concern, then I would consider CloseBot. If you're more of an agency owner and you want the lead magnets and the video white label stuff and overall like more support and all of that, then absolutely I would say upgrade and go with ZappyChat. But I mentioned earlier, a slight teaser. A buddy of mine has dropped a bot, which I'll be testing out and I'll be recording a video on it. it might be the best of all worlds. It might just be the best of all worlds. So I'll kind of leave that out there as a carrot. So you're going to have to be sure to catch that video when it comes out here in the next week or two. But if you have any questions, all means, feel free to shoot me a message. Let me know. I'm happy to drop a comment, etc. I'm happy to go through and answer in more detail. But yeah, ZappyChat versus CloseBot, you have kind of a much more well-established, larger player versus a much newer player. Again, you can see that in some of just the user experience, the interaction, the dashboard, some stuff like that. But as you would expect, ZappyChat, much better support, a lot more support team members. They're able to do the multiple calls a day, things like that. And so both are very powerful, and over time they just continue to get better and better. I'm blown away all the time by just how amazing these bots are. And really, it's been like a year that I've even been playing around with AI bots, and it's crazy how strong they've become. So if you have any questions, drop a comment. Otherwise, if you're interested in automating and systematizing your business, I invite you to join the Business Automation Academy. It's absolutely free. businessautomationacademy.com will shoot you right over to the group, and all you have to do is ask to join. All right, appreciate you guys, and I will see you on the next video.